Thursday night live broadcast right here on YouTube. If you are watching live with us, welcome. If you are watching the recording, welcome. Wherever you're watching. By the way, drop in the comments, where are you watching from? I would love to know where you're tuning in from. And what is the weather like there? I know right now it's that time of year where the weather's different all over the place. So anyway, where are you from and what is the weather like where you're at? Anyway, and if you have not subscribed to the channel, hit the subscribe button. And throughout this video, if you hear anything that brings you value, give the video a thumbs up, share it with anybody you know who is on their weight loss journey. Tonight, we are gonna be talking about calorie counting calories and why it is the safest, bestest, most effective way to lose weight. And this is not just my opinion, although I am biased. I lost 161 pounds through diet and nutrition. There was no weight loss surgery. There were no calorie fat blocking pills. There was no magic elixirs. I wasn't on a detox every week, like, pooping out worms, nothing like that. I was, counting my calories and working out 6 days a week from my basement. And it was marrying those two things together that helped me lose 161 pounds in 13 months. It was marrying those two things together that helped me go from a weight loss failure, someone who struggled, was getting on and riding the struggle bus every single day, to going from 288 pounds, busting out of a size 22, all the way down to a size 2, which shocked. Like, when I tell you shocked, like mind blown, shocks nobody more than it shocks me. Because you gotta understand, like, I was that chick who fully wore the label of big boned. I fully wore the label of morbidly obese. I fully wore and owned, I don't like to work out. I don't love healthy food. I'm not one of those skinny chicks. I'm not tiny. I'm big boned. All these things that I had come to believe as a mom at that time of 2, a wife, and I had lived my whole adult life struggling with my weight. The smallest size I can ever remember being was a size 7 in the 7th grade. So I wasn't one of those chicks that was skinny, got married, went to college, had kids, whatever order you did it in, and then gained weight, and now I'm trying to get back down to a skinnier size. That wasn't me. I was typically the biggest person in most rooms in my whole adult life. And so I didn't have this belief of I can be skinny. My entire identity was wrapped around being overweight. And sure, I had hopes and dreams that maybe someday I would shop in the regular section at the store, that maybe someday I could be one of those skinny chicks. But what followed those hopes and dreams was a huge plate of doubt, fear of repeating my past failures again, of losing weight only to gain it all freaking back. Gosh, isn't that frustrating? You lose 5 pounds and then you go find them again. And like when I used to lose 5 pounds and I went and found him again, like I would always go find those 5 with 2 of his buddies. So I would lose 5 and gain 7. You ever done that? That is frustrating. So anyway, so often, especially in this world of social media, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Snapchat, TikTok, all these things, we see a lot of different things about losing weight, and there's a lot of different opinions on how to lose weight. And if you've watched any of the videos here on our channel, one of the things you will have picked up on is I am not about anything extreme. I'm not a lover of keto. I'm not a lover of anything that's going to restrict or remove food groups. I believe to be sustainable, which means you're gonna lose, it's gonna be something you can do for the rest of your life. Because unless you want to yo-yo and you want to lose and gain and stay on that hamster wheel of weight loss, it's gotta be something you can do forever. Otherwise, you'll do keto to lose weight and then you'll stop doing keto, or you'll go eat a carb, you'll smell a carb and you'll gain it all back. Like, I have done all those extreme things. This is where this strong opinion comes from, because I've done those extreme things and I've lost weight doing them and I gained them back. This 6 years ago when I lost weight combining fitness with nutrition was the first and only way I ever did it that was maintainable. Having balance was the first and only way I've ever done it where I've been able to maintain it. And maintain it while still eating pizza, cheeseburgers, ice cream, cheesecake, churros. Oh, have you ever had a churros? It's like I believe it's a Mexican dessert. I don't know, they sell it at Del Taco, which is a Mexican fast food restaurant. It's like this fried dough thing, and it comes out of the fryer hot, and it's cinnamon and sugar. Oh, it's so good. It's so good. It's like the devil. Anyway, still eating churros. Because I believe in balance. And I believe that's part of the reason why I've been able to maintain my size. Even after just popping out a kid, our third child, who is 4 months old. Yeah, so let's go ahead and dive in. I have some notes here because I wrote down some numbers and I want to be able to give you guys exacts on these. And so often I'll hear people say, Carmen, calorie counting doesn't work. I've been there, I've done that. Or, calorie counting isn't all it's cracked up to be. And sometimes, calorie counting, we can discount it and say it doesn't work. But what I want to explain to you, what I want to walk you through is how to make it work, how to maximize it. Because here's the thing, in order for something to work, you got to know how to make it work, right? Like your cell phone has all the potential in the world to do amazing things. But if you don't know how to work your cell phone, you're not going to go very far. Laptop, a computer has all the potential in the world to create and to design and to access and to do things. But if you put that computer in front of somebody who doesn't know how to use it or maximize it or work it, you're not going to do anything. Like I can remember the first time my dad got us a smartphone. He did not know how to do anything, like nothing on his smartphone. And so here he had this phone with all this telephone with all this capability, and he didn't know how to maximize the capability. Are you with me? So I want to talk about why I think calorie counting is the most effective, safest, it's just the most safest and effective form of weight loss, why I think that, and how to maximize it to accelerate. Accelerate means go faster your results. To accelerate your results. So let's go ahead and jump in. So here's the thing with weight loss, all right? And look, weight loss is very simple. We complicate it, and weight loss is not easy, but it's simple. All right. Weight loss it's a simple science. It's if you can do any kind of math, basic math, then you will know, then you can figure out how to lose weight. The biggest component when it comes to losing weight is calories in and calories out. Now, we can have a whole other conversation. It's a whole nother video where we can talk about macros, which are macronutrients, your protein, your fat, your carbs, how to eat them in certain percentages to maximize, fat burning and muscle gain and all this and all that. We can talk about fat burning foods. We can talk about eliminating this, eliminating that, what to eat, what not to eat. All that's fantastic. But we're just going to keep it simple because at the end of the day, what's even bigger than all of that, bigger than your macros, bigger than these fat burning acai berries, whatever. And look, I think there's something to that, but I did not know what a macronutrient was until I had lost 80% of my weight. I had no clue, none. So I lost 140 pounds of my 161 without even knowing what a macronutrient was. Okay. Since then when I'm trying to get in really good shape and I'm trying to cut fat, build muscle, lean out. I totally am on my macros. I portion it out. I'm, messing with it. I think it's kind of fun. I know I'm sick like that. It's like Tetris making it all fit, but you don't have to know all that to lose weight. All right. And so the first thing I want to explain to you is I want to break it down. We're going to do a little bit of math because I think it's really important that we understand this. Once I understood this, I was like, I get it. I get it. And yeah, so the first thing you want to do is you want to go online and you want to look up a BMR Calculator. And it's basal, B-A-S-A-L. It's a basal metabolic rate calculator. And it's going to ask you like your age, your weight. It's going to ask you like some basic questions. And then the BMR calculator is going to spit out a number. And that number is based on your age, your weight, you know, the couple different things it's going to ask you. And it's going to be an estimate of how many calories you're burning. Like how many calories does your body, if you're just sitting there, how many calories is your body burning by functioning, by your hair growing, by you know, just your body just being, your fingernails, toenails growing, all that stuff burns calories. So how many calories is your body burning just by existing, all right? So for this example, we're just gonna say Linda. Linda's like our 40-year-old, Linda's basically me. We're gonna say Linda's 40 years old and Linda has a BMR of 1,400 calories, which means she burns 1,400 calories in a day just by existing, all right? Now and here's what I wanna explain to you about fat. So fat on your body, when you have stores of fat, all right, all fat is stored energy. So when you eat food, the food has calories. Anything your body doesn't use, okay, calories are energy. So when you eat it, if you're eating more calories than your body's burning in energy, that extra energy turns into stored fat, all right? I used to have, when I first learned that early on in my weight loss journey, like I learned this when I recommitted 6 years ago to losing weight after having 2 kids and drawing a line in the sand and saying enough was enough. When I first learned that, like calories were, they were energy and our body used calories as energy and what we didn't use as energy, like, you know, it was fuel for our bodies. So our bodies kept going and what we didn't use turned to fat. I would have like, because I never ate like I was fueling my body. You know, when you have a race car driver, like they put a very specific kind of fuel in their vehicles. They put fuel that gives them optimal performance. All right. Well, can I just tell you, at 288 pounds, I never looked at my food as fuel ever. It was like, my food was like, it was like, oh, ice cream. Gonna make me feel better. I've had a rough day. Let's celebrate. Give me the chocolate cake. Like I use food for all of the emotions, but I never looked at food as fueling my body. And so when I first learned this, I would put signs all over my house that would say food is fuel. Why? Because I needed like, all of the way that we think is because we've been programmed by family, friends, TV, movies, magazines, all these things, right? And so I clearly needed to reprogram my morbidly obese way I thought about food. And so I would have these little reminders on my phone, in my calendar, on my mirror in my bathroom, food is fuel. I had to remind myself. So when I wanted the ice cream, I wasn't like, okay, that's really not going to fuel my body for my goals. That's just going to fuel my cravings. All right. And so here's, if you have stores of fat on your body, it's really simple. You're eating more calories than your body is burning. The more extra fat stores you have on your body, the more calories you're consuming. So I topped the scale at 288 pounds. I was morbidly obese. Clearly, I was eating a lot more fuel than I needed. Imagine standing at the gas pump and you're pumping gas. And do you know, like if you overfill it, like you know how it clicks off? Well, I always try to like get as much in there as I can. So I have like more miles before I have to fill up again. And sometimes you ever like overfill it and it starts running down between the car and the tire, or it splashes back at you. So imagine, all right, I cannot be the only one that ever does that. So you imagine, and gas stinks. Like you get it on your hands and it stinks. So imagine your car's full, and you just stand there, keep pumping, and it's just running to the ground. You're just wasting money, wasting time, getting the fuel all over the place. That would be like really silly, wouldn't it? It's the same basic thing when we are consuming more fuel than what our body needs. And so, you know, weight loss, we've all heard, eat less, move more. Eat less, move more. Eat less, move more. And hopefully by the time we're done tonight, you will understand how true that saying is. Eat less, move more. However you move. All right, cool. All right. So I already talked to you guys about the BMR, the basal metabolic rate. So there's basically 4 levels of activity, all right? The first level of activity is, we're just gonna call it a number 1. Number 1, and that's gonna be someone who is basically sedentary all day long. You sit, and that's it. You maybe watch a lot of TV, you're a truck driver, you have a desk job, you sit majority of the day, all right? Number 2, let's think of this is someone who does a little bit of activity but doesn't get their heart rate up a lot. So maybe someone who works retail and they're on their feet all day long, or maybe somebody who's a nurse. And again, you're going from patient room to patient room and you're on your feet a lot. Maybe if you're a mom of a small child who just learned how to walk, and you're constantly on your feet. So you would probably be at a number 2. You're never getting your heart rate super high, but you're also just not sitting, all right? Number 3 would be someone like a personal trainer, somebody who's demoing workout moves most of the day, somebody who is lifting weights, somebody who is, burning quite a few calories. Number 4 would be somebody like a construction worker, a professional NFL football player, somebody who is just exerting back-breaking work all day long, burning a ton of freaking calories all day. My girlfriend's husband, he's in his 60s. He's super slim, super strong. He's been a construction worker for, decades. So he burns tons. He comes home at night and he literally he puts peanut butter on his pancakes. And the guy's never gaining weight, but it's because he burns so much. So that would be a number 4, all right? So remember Linda, the person we talked about a little while ago, we looked up her BMR and we said her BMR was 1400, all right? So you're gonna take your BMR, whatever the BMR calculator said it was, and then you're gonna take the number 1, and if you were in that 1 category, so you're sedentary, you're gonna 1.1. If you're in the 2 category, and we're gonna say for the sake of this example, Linda is in the 2 category. So she's not getting her heart rate super high, but she's active and on her feet most of the day. So for her, this example, we would take 1.2. If you're somebody like example 3, you'd be a 1.3. If you're 4, you're in construction, you are excruciating labor all day long, you're gonna be a 1.4. So you're gonna take your BMR rate, which in our example was 1400, times, in our example, Linda's a 2, so 1400 times 1.2. That's gonna give us roughly 1700 calories. It's actually gonna give us 1680 calories. And that is what your body's going to burn. And we're not even gonna include fitness yet. We're not include workouts. We're just gonna talk about your daily activity, how many calories you're burning, all right? So for our example, Linda is burning 1680 calories in a day, all right? Now, let's talk, so it takes 3,500 calories extra, 3,500 calories extra to lose 1 pound, all right? So let's just say you come in and you're like, hey, baby, you're counting your calories and you wanna lose weight. And remember, it takes 1,700 calories for in our example, Linda, 1,700 calories is what she's burning in a day, okay? Now let's just say you're dieting and you're restricting your calories and you're like, I'm gonna go to 1,700. And you're burning 1,700 a day. So you're eating 1,700 and you're burning 1,700. Here's the good thing. If that's your rate, you're gonna maintain really well. It means you're not overeating and you're burning what you're eating, all right? Now, but see, here's the problem. If you wanna lose weight and you're burning 1,700 calories in a day and you're eating 1,700 calories in a day, there's no excess calories to burn fat. There's no excess calories to go towards that 3,500 to lose a pound. So people will come in and they'll be like, yeah, I'm gonna eat 1,700 calories. Yeah, I'm gonna lose weight. But it could be that their body's only burning 1,700 calories in a day, so they have no excess They have no deficit of calorie burn, all right? If you're confused, hang with me. I promise this will become clear. I'm gonna make it really clear. And once you get this, this was like such a big aha moment for me, all right? So let's just say you are, well, let's go to 1400, all right? Let's just say you're like, all right, I'm gonna drop my calories, and 1400 is a really, 1400 calories is a pretty solid place to start for someone who's just starting. Let's just say you're gonna drop your calories. You're okay with a moderate pace. You don't wanna be at a slow pace. You don't wanna be at a super fast pace, a moderate pace for weight loss. And you are eating 1400 calories a day, all right? So let's just say Linda's gonna eat 1400 calories a day. That means, remember, she's burning 1680. We'll round up to 1700, give her the benefit of the doubt. That means every single day she has a excess. 1700 minus 1400 is 300, okay? That means every single day we have a deficit of 300 calories. Now, it takes 3,500 calories to lose a pound. So that means if Linda is eating 1400 calories a day, her body's burning 1700, 300 calories extra. So it's gonna take her 10 to 11 days to lose 1 pound. Even if she drops all the way down to the floor, which is 1200 calories. 1200 calories is the lowest calorie range I would ever recommend eating for safe weight loss. That is like the floor of eating is 1200 calories. Anything lower where you're restricting your calories below that, it just jacks up your body, and you don't really want to do that for long periods of time. All right. So here's where we are going to accelerate, and here's where the magic of weight loss is going to happen. Because here's the deal, guys. If it's taking you 10 or 11 days to lose 1 pound, that means inside of a month, you're losing a couple pounds. And that's if you're perfect. That's if you're not having a ton of cheat meals, you're sticking to your 1400 calories a day. You're sticking to it. You're going to be at 3-ish pounds in a month. If you are on track, you don't cheat, you don't get off track in a month. And this is where frustration sets in, because none of us are perfect. We all go off track now and again. So now if you start going off track, now at the end of the month, you could end up at no pounds lost or 1 pound lost. And frustration happens. And when you spend prolonged periods in frustration, this is when you quit. This is when you're like, the heck with it. It's not worth it. Why am I doing all of this? And so here's where the magic happens. And here's where we take that weight loss that we just talked about and we pour gasoline on it, which is an accelerant. When you pour gasoline on a fire, it just like goes up, right? And so that's what we're gonna do to your weight loss, is I'm gonna show you how to put accelerant on your weight loss. So the way you're gonna do that is now we're gonna do the same example, but we're gonna add in fitness. We're gonna add in working out, all right? So let's just say, Linda is at home, she's working out, she decides she's gonna work out 30 minutes a day. And she's going for it. She's in it, she's doing her best, she's sweating her brains out, like she's giving it her best shot, right? Like she's working. And we'll just say she burns 10 calories a minute. So that would be about 300 calories in the workout. Let's just say she's gonna get some afterburn. I'm not gonna go into all the science about the afterburn, but it's a thing. It's where your body keeps burning calories after you're done working out. So we're gonna say between her workout and the afterburn, she burned between another 400 and 500 calories. All right. So now, make sure I'm doing my math properly. So now we had our 300. Okay, so I want to take you back to the math for a second to make sure we're on the same page. Your body's still burning 1,700 calories a day. You're still consuming 1,400. We had that 300 difference, all right? Now we added in another 500 calories from working out that you burnt. So now instead of an excess of 300 calories a day, now you have an excess of 800 calories a day. You have a deficit of 800 calories a day when you add in fitness, when you add in working out 30 minutes a day. All right. So if you do the math, now instead of losing 1 pound every 10 to 11 days, now you're losing 1 pound every 3.5 days. which comes out to about 2 pounds a week. So often, you know, and I get so passionate about this. People say, Carmen, do I have to work out to lose weight? And the answer is no. You don't have to work out to lose weight. But if you want to accelerate your results, if you want to pour gasoline on the flame and you want it to whoosh, and you want it to be gone like yesterday, you're sick of dealing with this sucker and you want to be on the fast track, you want to actually get to your goal body already, you've got to start working out. You've got to get to a place where you can have a bigger deficit in your calories every single day. You've got to get to a place where you are actually, those pounds are going to come off quicker. And so often, like, I'll see people like, oh yeah, I'll just starve to get myself in a bigger calorie deficit. I'll just eat way less. Well, again, have fun with that. Like, been there, done it. You probably have too. How well does it work? It works great for a day or two or a week or two. And then you go binge and eat all the things. It's not sustainable. People go try extreme things like keto or cutting out this or cutting out that or this and whatever. You can get the same exact results eating a balanced diet, not cutting out any food groups, not being extreme, but just adding fitness in. And when you get that extra calorie burn in there, you are going to accelerate your weight loss. You're going to lose weight at a faster rate. Like, so often people are like, Carmen, you lost 161 pounds in 13 months counting calories. And that's why I always say, no, I combine fitness with nutrition. Because if I was just doing fitness, I was just working out and not tracking, I wouldn't have had those results. And if I was just tracking my food and I wouldn't have been working out, I wouldn't have had those results. It was really marrying the two together that allowed me to change everything in just over a year. When you combine those things together, it is magic. Like, magic happens. Look, I've been in this industry now for quite some time, and I've been around a lot of people who've had success, a lot of it, who have bodies that are like, wow, amazing. And I've been on the other side of it, working with people that came from where I came from, failing. And unfortunately, a lot of the people that I work with that are in this industry, that are here on YouTube doing videos, or they're professional trainers or whatever, you know, they've never been overweight. So they can sit there and tell, like, I've worked with people before who were like, Carmen, you've got to restrict your calories. You've got to do this. You've got to do that. But they never had a food addiction. They didn't know what it was like to wake up in the morning and think about what you were going to have for dinner. Like, to be that obsessed with food and the thoughts of it. To secretly eat and shove a wrapper in the bottom of the garbage. And so, look, losing weight is about the fastest way from point A to point B. The fastest way, the fastest route. And when you can add the fitness in and you're getting an extra calorie burn, that weight's going to come off so much faster. And when the weight comes off faster, it goes from being frustrating to being fun. It goes from being like, oh man, I'm not going to say you're not going to have any frustrating moments, because that's kind of part of the territory, but you're going to have much less of them. And you're going to see results quicker, which is going to keep you out of frustration, and it's going to keep you going, because when you can see results, that actually creates motivation to keep going. And so anyway, I hope that made sense. I hope you had the epiphany, just like I had the epiphany 5.5 years ago when I heard this. I hope when you heard this, you went, oh, because all of a sudden I thought, no, calorie counting does work. I just wasn't doing it right. Dang it. And can I tell you a good side note about fitness? So not only are you accelerating by exercising 6 days a week, 30 minutes a day, you can do it from home. If you don't know a good at-home workout to do, we actually have a video that we did on at-home workouts and do they work or not. Send me a message. I would be glad to recommend you my favorites, tell you what worked for me, what I liked, what I didn't like, all of that. But here's the great thing about combining fitness. The hottest people on the planet are the fit ones. The ones that lose the weight and look amazing are typically the ones that had fitness. When I looked at the picture of Christy Brinkley at 60 some years old, and I can remember seeing that picture going, what? She's how freaking old? And they said, what's the secret to this like fountain of youth that you found? And she said, I work out 6 days a week. And I was like, psh, psh. All right, Jennifer Lopez, she's freaking hot and she's 50. Jennifer Lopez, how do you stay so hot? Fitness. And I started hearing this time after time after time. So the good thing is you find somebody who has what you want and you do what they do. When you look at the hottest people in the world and they're interviewed and they say, how are you so hot? They all, 90% of them, had the same answer. Fitness. So anyway, thanks so much for watching. We'll see you on the next one. Make sure to subscribe, ring the bell, hit the thumbs up. Have a good day, guys.